What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a preseason win. We won the first game of the Serie A season, which is the most important thing. And actually, on match day one, the only thing that really matters is the 3 points. We will talk about the game in itself, because you saw Milan, they lost against Cremonese. Who saw that coming? Because it's the first game of the season. You don't really know what to expect. Teams will be ready. Even the lower league, they have nothing to lose and they play a serious game. And Parma played a serious game, but in the end, we won the game 2-0, and that's the only thing that matters, with some very good things and some very worrying things as well, like a red card, and it's going to cost us, and obvious things that we need to talk about, and the club still can fix with 1 week left on the window, but they're going to need to act fast, and also the Vlahovic situation, But before we do that, smash the like button. Let's get to 200 likes. Should be easy for the first game of the season. Hit the like button. 200 likes, like the 2-0, and let's talk about it. Okay, so 2-0. The positives are we won. The positive is the second half. The worry maybe is, let's start about the good things. The second half was much better because we picked up the pace, and for once in that entire game, basically 1v1s were possible because Yildiz started beating his man. We picked up the tempo. João Mario coming in helped massively instead of playing with 4 center backs at home, which is crazy. I get that João Mario defensively maybe is not the best, but starting 4 center backs at home against Parma, you cannot do, because you're just going to struggle creating certain opportunities because nobody is, coming, lapping over. Nobody's really pushing. It's all too static. It's all too safe. But Yildiz does what he has to, what he should be doing this season. 2 assists and played a good game, especially in that second half, and made a difference. Jonathan David struggled in that first half. It looked brutal at times, but at the end of the day, he's the Iceman, and he should be scoring goals. And that's a quality finish. 1-0, it breaks that game open. And at halftime, I tweeted, I'm like, if we're playing like this, it's not going to happen. And nothing is going to happen. Somebody is going to need to beat this guy 1v1, or you're going to need to score from set piece. And Yildiz did that, and we scored 1-0, and the game becomes much easier because after that, Parma had nothing. They were opening up for obvious reasons, and it becomes more easier. You become like more solutions come to the forefront, and you can do certain things. The second goal comes in the perfect time because Cambiaso is an idiot. Cambiaso, who played a good game, was an idiot for doing that, and it's going to cost us because now we're going back to a situation where people like Kostic is a good backup. Kostic is going to play against Genoa and Inter because Cambiaso will be suspended for at least 2 games for something ridiculous, boneheaded. Even if you don't believe it's not a red, it's too harsh. He gave the ref an opportunity, and the ref took it. When we talk about the mindset has changed, the mindset has not changed, and that situation made that clear. That's stupid, that's ridiculous, and now because Costa is a backup, he's going to play Genoa away and Inter. That has always been my issue. But Vlahovic comes on, gets booed. I'm not for that. I've said it many times. When I'm at the stadium, I don't boo players unless something mad happened and the player sits on mad stuff and still plays for us. I don't like that. He scored. He did what he had to do. That was good. Winning the ball, setting up Yildiz. Yildiz with assists. Good finish. 2-0. I'm happy for Vlahovic. I don't really, have nothing. I think this time is over at the club because it's toxic, and the contract situation, he's leaving on a free. It's too much money. Just financially, we also need to think about the club, and he needs a new start. May that be Milan or not. I hope if he goes Milan, I hope Milan flops, but I hope he does well. I have nothing against Vlahovic, but that was a good finish. And that came at the perfect time, That is the good. 2-0, those were positive. Bremer saves us in the second half with my awful defending from Gatti. Again, has no idea where the players are. And Bremer saves us because we could have gone 1-0 down easily very early on in that second half. And that game would have been lost or drew. Like, we were not winning that game the way Parma were set up. So Bremer obviously is important, but it's not going to happen every single week. That cannot happen every single week. Those were the very positive things. Also, I want to add, Colt Miners came in and did well again. He did well again in that deep lying position. Also because he can carry the ball, which Locatelli doesn't do. So it gives you something completely different. And he did well, Colt Miners. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for us, for the club, because we spent a lot of money. We still need more. We need it every week. But man, there might be a situation where Locatelli is going to get set out games. I have that weird feeling when it comes to this situation. So those were the positive things. The negative things are the things that we all discuss and need to be fixed. When teams are close, we need 1v1. Chico, when teams are close, is a horrible watch. Like, can we just agree on that? That he struggles when it's 1v1 against close teams. He struggles and he makes the wrong decision every single time. He runs the ball out of play because he overthinks it. He can play David 1v1. He keeps the ball. He got dispossessed, crossing awful, keeping the ball too long, releasing it too soon. I mean, it's a train wreck watching Chico play at times. Highlight reels look fantastic, but when you watch full 90 minutes, that cannot be your main guy for 50 games this season, because you are in trouble, because he will only play 15 of them good and like maybe 15 decent, and the other 20 is just shockingly bad. So that is an issue. That my problem is we spend so much money on him. We need depth. We need quality. Is that Zegrova? I don't know, but we cannot play with Conceição week in, week out, because that's just not going to work, period. That is a working point. His setup with four center backs at the start of the game, you cannot do that. I'm sorry. Maybe if you play PSG at home, fine, but that cannot do. Gatti, like, I want to be nice because it's the opening game of the season, but he still doesn't impress me. Like, it's the same thing. He reads the game poorly. He's too late on too many things. He makes stupid fouls. I mean, I just cannot rate him as a player. I cannot rate him as a defender. And if we move to a back three again, he will probably sit out and Kalulu will start. So that's why I'm confused why we extended Gatti in the first place instead of cashing in and actually improving, because there were opportunities to cash in on him as well. So that wasn't good. And then, yeah, we struggle to break teams down. We're relying on the 1v1. And if that doesn't happen, it's set pieces. So there needs to be more fluency in that. And we don't have enough backups. Like I said, Cambiaso's gone. Now Kostic is the backup. If João Mario doesn't play, I hope Kalulu doesn't play, or Gatti. We shouldn't play with three center backs, but McKennie or Nico Gonzalez will be the backup. That's not good. Let's be completely honest. Throughout the entire season, that needs to prove in the next 7 days. We need to make something happen. In that midfield, Adzic will probably leave on loan. Koopmeiners will stay. Will we add something with Miretti staying? I'm not so sure if we sign in O'Reilly or so. I have a feeling we're not going to sign O'Reilly because it's gone quiet, and if Koopmeiners play like that, I think they will give Miretti a chance. And if you sign Colomani, maybe with Yildiz, you can work something out as well. But the conclusion is we won. That's the most important thing. Bad first half, better second half, but we need more. We need quality, we need depth, we need options, and we need consistency as well. Because Genoa is not going to be easy, and Inter after the break, with Cambiaso also suspended, it's definitely not going to be easy. But for now, you take the win. We keep it moving, and we'll see how the last week of the window goes, and then we will build up to Genoa as always. Before I leave, hit the like button. Let me know what you thought about the game. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak, guys. That I messed up. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.